I would like to say that, first of all, I'd like to make it clear that at no point in this whole scenario did anyone but Ms. Ponder make any racial claims. I did not call her anything racial at any point in time, nothing at all. I did say a couple curse words at her, but nothing racial at all. And I understand completely. I hold nothing against Ms. Ponder or even Mr. Merritt for the fact that that's what she believes, but that did not happen. And I want to make that clear more than anything. People that know me in commerce know that I don't have that in my bone. Lavelle Hendricks is one of my very best friends, and you know that just didn't happen.
What did happen? Take us back.
Well, I really don't want to get off. I have a police report. You have that. It's exactly what's in my police report that was done just minutes after the incident happened, within just a few minutes. You know, that's basically that. I mean, that's the narrative that happened. That's what I told the attorneys with the city when I met with them for 2 hours. You know, that's what happened.
You did call the chief. He was off duty. Why?
I did not call the chief.
You did not?
No, I called 911. Okay. My wife called 911. We met with we were walking in. The police chief walked out. And I walked up to him and said, hey, here's what happened. And, you know, and he said, we called 911, and we're just sitting there talking. I started talking to his wife about another subject matter where she was coming to get a kitten to adopt in our house for another friend. It was not the situation wasn't escalated at all. We were standing there just talking more than anything. And Ms. Ponder walked out of the store, and I pointed at her. Mr. Cruz knew that 911 had been called, so I assumed that he thought, okay, well, I need to, you know, she's leaving, and 911, you know, the police are on the way. So he, you know, identified himself and went to talk to her.
So it was a coincidence then?
Yes, it was absolute coincidence. He was walking out, we were walking in, and I saw him walking across the parking lot. Video should show that. I mean, it was just a simple, you know, I didn't walk up and say, hey, go get her, nothing like that. I walked up, started a conversation with him. The situation had de-escalated at that point, and everybody was calm, there was no issues. She walked out, and I said, that's her right there. That was as simple as that. And he pulled out his wallet, identified himself as a Commerce police officer. She turned around and walked back in. And from that on, that was a police matter. Had nothing to do with me at that point. You know, I asked for police help, not from Carrie, but from 911. Carrie was aware that had transpired, and I assume at that point he was acting as an official police officer, knowing that there had been a complaint made.
I can't, you know, this story has gotten a lot of attention. What's that been like for you? I imagine that you don't get a lot of attention in your daily life.
No, I don't. Death threats on Facebook, social media, reporters at your front door, calls from every news agency in the world, and to be frank, news agencies reporting inaccurate facts, and that's what's been disappointing through the whole scenario is the fact that what y'all report day one is totally opposite of the facts. And basically, that's what started this whole scenario, is that inaccurate reporting. And I understand your job is to run with the story to sell advertising, but when you report inaccurate facts, it hurts people that are involved in the case, and it skews the story and everything else. And so people had that prejudgment. Now it's a social media attack on myself, my family, my kids, by people that don't know us, don't have anything to do with commerce, don't have anything to do with me or my family. So.
But we did reach out to you. I mean, it's not like we...
Yeah, you did reach out, but based on people involved in the case asking me, day one, don't speak about this. Attorneys saying, don't speak about this. You just follow the advice of your attorneys. That's all you do. And the only reason I'm willing to speak today is because with all the social media attacks, and this has turned on to attack against my family, Commerce ISD is being held hostage by the media of course, there's 4 cameras here and reporters here at 7 o'clock meeting just to hire a couple individuals. And the reason I came to the meeting today is because we needed to conduct business. We need to get people hired to continue the business of helping kids. And I've informed the board just now as we went back that I will be resigning from school board as effective today. Not because I did anything wrong, but because we don't need this. We don't need to be held hostage. Commerce ISD does not need to have this media attention. We're in the business of helping kids here in Commerce. All kids, we're 80% low socioeconomic. These are the kids we deal with. I volunteer for this spot on the board to help those kids, and nobody cares about that anymore. All they care about is something that someone said on a parking lot at Walmart. They don't care I've dedicated 4.5 years to the board, helping kids, donating money, because I don't broadcast that out to people. So people don't know that about me.
Mr. Beane, can I ask, I mean, if you passionately feel that you didn't do anything wrong and you care about what you're doing, so why make the decision to resign?
for the simple fact that if you go on Facebook, there's petition being started. Mr. Merritt has asked that a petition be started to remove me from the board. And I don't want the fact to come down from a month from now, 2 months from now, that we make a decision on the board and it turns back and people say, oh, you only did that because of, it's just, like I said, it's holding the district hostage. And it questions anything we make, decisions we make from now on, because people, honestly, people don't care. The day this all happened, the Wednesday this came out, the 24th, in the media, I texted Mr. Cruz and told him that, you know, I hope everything comes out, like, it, you know, because the story was so confused. And he said it doesn't matter because Facebook court's in session. And that's exactly what's happened. Facebook court's in session, and it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. And it doesn't matter my personal, it doesn't matter what I've done in the past. This is all skewed now to something else, and it just puts too much of a burden on our district.
What do you think of Mr. Cruz stepping down?
It's unfortunate. He did not, of course, like I said, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a police officer. I don't know the ramifications of what happened during the arrest, anything about that, like I'm not a legal mind. But in my opinion, Kerry Cruz did nothing wrong. And I think it's a shame that he had to step down. But he's in the exact same situation I am. He, you know, social media, insurance companies, attorneys get involved, and you end up having to do things that not normally would be done.
Looking back, would you have done things differently?
Looking back, I would have done things different. I hope Ms. Ponder would have done things different. I hope Mr. Cruz would have done things different. That's what people have yet to look at in the situation. Is there's three people that were involved in this, and at any time, Ms. Ponder could have not been in such a hurry and cut me off and caused us to pull off the road. That could have not happened. I could have not pulled up and talked to talked to her through the window. She could have, when Mr. Cruz approached her with the identification, she could have just stopped and simply said, "Yes, sir. What do you need?" Any of those things would have made this whole situation avoidable.
Any road rage in your part?
No, absolutely not. I was upset. My daughter was driving, licensed driver. That's been another thing reported in the media. My daughter wasn't a licensed driver. You know, we've had people saying, "Oh, we ought to run her off the road and collect the money because she's an unlicensed driver." No, that happened. That incident happened. We pulled up. I was upset because she had run off the road and could care less about it. That was the whole situation. Once that incident was over, in 2 seconds, I was fine. Walked up to Carrie. I was completely calm, normal. You know, it was not a road rage. It was a fact that she ran us off the road, and I just simply went up to her and asked, "What are you doing?" Well, you know, you just ran us off the road.
Mr. Beane, I think we see so many stories where it does spread on social media like crazy and people get angry, but I think very few people know what it's like to be at the center of that emotionally. Were you surprised by what that felt like to go through this?
Oh, yeah, because you see it all the time with other people, and, you know, you have, real compassion for our political figures. Barack Obama, I can't imagine what he went through 8 years of being reported on. And so it makes you see that no matter what happens in life, it can be skewed on social media to whatever anybody wants. It seems like anybody could go out there and say, you know, you've done this or you've done that, and there's no repercussions if somebody's not telling the truth. And you know, for your kids to have to see stuff on Facebook that they know is not true because they were there and know what happened, and it's just been hard on the family. I'm sure it's been hard on Mr. Cruz. I'm sure it's been hard on Ms. Ponder, because Ms. Ponder, she has gotten as many death threats from the opposite side as we have on our side, and it's just unfortunate.
I think so often when we go through some of the most difficult parts of life, that's when we learn things. If you had to boil it down, what's the one thing that you've learned?
The one thing I've learned is probably to really take this into heart, that Jesus said, those without sin cast the first stone. That's probably what I've learned out of this.
Now you're looking forward to putting this all behind you, and then do you hope that by you resigning that will allow that to happen?
Well, that's my intent on that as far as Commerce ISD goes. I'm fine. People can attack me all they want to, but don't attack our school district. These 6 other people and our superintendent, I mean, we do this because we love kids. There's no money out of it. We're up here at 7 o'clock in the morning to help kids. That's what we're here for. You know, you get a sports pass to go to the games for free. That's what we get out of this. And all these people on here because they love kids. That's all it comes down to. And that's what's disappointing, is that I won't be able to directly affect kids this way. I'll have to find another way to do that.
You don't think you owe Ms. Ponder an apology?
No, I don't think no more than she owes me an apology. Yes, I owe her an apology. I shouldn't have said a cuss word to her. Yes, that was wrong. But I think she owes me an apology for the same as running me off the road and then being to the point where she just thought it was funny. And but that's just what happens in life. Things happen in life, and we move on. And that's what's disappointing with this whole situation, that you have to cower to attorneys and to insurance companies and to media and to social media, and that's just what happens. But that's unfortunately the society we live in. So,
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate
so
it.
much.